What live?
What school did you go to?
Canton McKinley.
McKinley?
Mm-hmm. Pro Football Hall of Fame's right next door.
Akron,
Canton.
Canton.
Mm-hmm.
Well, same thing to us.
I know they always say Akron Canton. Like it's one word.
All right. I think we're ready. I'm going on right now. Right meow. Here we go. There we are. Live video starting. Come on. Let's go. Get your shit together. There it is. We're live. All right. We're sitting here with Tia, friend of Scotty. Scotty introduced us.
With Tia,
Somebody's got their volume up.
friend of
Probably you.
Scotty.
I'm not even on it,
Wait,
so it ain't me.
it didn't go down.
Somebody's got their volume up.
Okay, I turned it down.
That's good. That was
was
easy.
easy.
All right. So now, Scotty, I was interested in talking to you because Scotty, he told me, he said, you got to meet this lady, Tia Hilton.
Oh boy.
He said she's kind of like an activist, this and that. And I'm like, really? And I'm trying to figure out because I didn't know who you were exactly, but I don't care that much usually too
Yeah.
often. But I mean, I do when I watch ballots in front of me. But but you said it said you were a digital creator. That's what you do. Do you do that? Is that true?
So, like, I kept getting friend requests, and I would just let them, sit there. And then it was like we were getting closer. I don't forget what it was. But anyways, I switched it on Facebook. And it's mainly for politics and running my mouth.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
all you do?
that's
Yeah.
all it is.
You
And
just like to do it?
somehow I got that many followers. I'm like, I don't even know that many people. But, yeah, that's what happened.
I should introduce you to my friend Krista in Avon Lake. She'd love you.
Oh, I do. I'm not afraid to run my mouth.
Krista goes nuts. She's like won't go on Facebook, Truth Social only now, and she like freaks out. But yeah, she goes crazy for all this stuff. You were saying that you got interested because you caught the Board of Elections doing something at one time.
Yeah, a couple years ago, me and another gentleman were standing out. I believe it was the same year Trump and Biden were first running. Yeah, and it was just a couple years ago anyways. Well, we were doing something like with the loudspeaker. It was a candidate that was running, probably even the charter to get it voted down because I put it on the ballot and then the assholes hijacked it, so I had to get it voted down again. A couple days before, the camera's in the back building, and it was in the paper, and it's on Facebook too if you want to share it later. The cameras were facing down towards the back ballot where they drop off their ballot box. You can pull around to the back.
Sure,
and then there's
yeah.
the box right there. Well, then the day of the election, the camera was facing directly to the tree. And I noticed little things
So
like
wait,
that.
so how high is the camera?
It's at you know how the back of the building is peaked? It was peaked right there.
At the very top.
Yeah, so the camera's just right into the tree. And I'm like,
So it's like 25 feet. Now, but are those remote controlled? Like, can you, or do they have or is it just set?
no, they don't. They look old, and no, they ain't no damn remote control.
They're
Nothing.
not. So
Somebody
they
did
didn't
that.
do it. So they had to get up there and do
there
it.
There might be a logical explanation.
Says
Like
who?
what? What do you got?
I don't know. I'm just
There is no. That's bullshit. No way. No way. Well, then if you remember the Dennis Flores case, where people were registering homeless people and they ended up taking it to court and found voter fraud. I can guarantee you, I know, and I truly know, those little fuckers were cheating.
Yeah, you know it for sure. 100. No question.
I know
about
their
it.
mojo. I know their mojo. I know how they work. There is no way. Do you know what a provisional ballot is?
A provisional ballot is when you aren't able to either vote in person or through the digital whatever, you know what I mean?
If you have an issue.
Correct.
You know how when a regular person that doesn't have where are you going? You're not getting out of this. Well, anyways, so when I go to vote, I put my thing in the machine, it spits it out, I walk by the door, I put it in that, they give me my sticker, I go on about my day. The provisional ballot is they let you put it in the first machine, but when you're done, you take it to the next one, to the desk. Then they fold it up, put it in an envelope. You have to write, you have to sign your name, put your information, so you're not falsifying whatever ballot. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's the only reason why they're sealed. Blank ballots aren't sealed. They have to open up the envelopes anyways to
Well,
get
no,
the
they're
blank.
not saying that. They're not saying that the blank ballots were sealed. What they were saying is that the bags the ballots were in were sealed.
It's not what they told me. Ed Gallick called me when I sent him the morning journals thing. He called me, and he said, "We're not going to let this go." He said that they were all sealed and the seals weren't broken. I said they were not blank. The bag or whatever that might have been sealed or whatever, but they were saying the ballots in there because they said 2 of the bags had provisional blank ballots. 2 of the bags did not. They were filled out already. That's where they caught themselves because they told the news.
The Journal, yeah.
Yeah, and then they told the news a different story.
And
So-
how can there be only 50 in there? I mean,
There ain't no
that's our
50.
hope.
There's that's why they shouldn't be working at the Board of Elections because they can't fucking count. Right?
I agree.
Yeah.
But I was under a strong impression from everything that I've talked about and everybody, and that's that's just talking with Dave at the Chronicle, and then also with Ed Gallick. I think I talked to him after you did, and I think that the impression is that what we were being told is that it's the seal on the bag wasn't broken. So those bags were supposedly handled by Democrat and Republicans. Everything was placed in it, and then the seals were put on it.
Well, then they all need to be fired because a Democrat and a Republican know you cannot leave the building. Why did he need to leave the building with? I still say they were filled out. Like, I know how they are.
I don't disagree. I
Yeah.
think something's shady
Yeah.
about it. I'm not
So
saying you're wrong.
Why would that Democrat and that Republican allow a man to walk out the front door into a bar? Then they need to go. Also, if you I don't know if you know, like, you're really good with law or whatever, but the Sheriff's Department is the governing agency for the security of the Board of Elections.
Should
so
be,
in
yeah.
that room, there should be a Democrat, a Republican, and a sheriff. How did he get past the sheriff?
That's possible that there
Why-
was. I don't know. There's always sheriff's cars back there on election
They
day.
can't make a move without letting the Sheriff's Department know.
Yeah, they're supposed to be for sure.
I
yeah.
literally, as soon as Scotty sent me those videos, I called Frank LaRose on his cell phone. I don't give a damn if it's election day or not. You got a problem. This is messing with our integrity of elections. I sent him the videos. He said, we will get right on this. Then he comes back with a statement. He sent me something that I don't get on Twitter. I don't give a damn about Twitter. And saying that they're looking into it, but they don't think the election was compromised. I called him back and said, well, you're a dumbass. And I just voted for you.
Because
Like,
I don't know if I feel as strongly as you. I think that there's a strong. I think that what happened, and this is my opinion, and I could be wrong, and I think what actually happened is I think that he took, because he was running the Oberlin, polling center, and I believe that those bags were full of some provisional empty ballots sealed, the bag sealed, not the ballots. And I believe the other bags may have been equipment. That's what I've said in the past. Like, that's what I've said, that because that's where the weight would have came from. And I mean, I'm ironical and I joke
but
around.
they could have said that.
but,
Isn't transparency
and they allow
important?
them. They did say that. I feel like that's what they said. But they because they said that it's normal for them to take them at night and keep them and then take them to their house.
When you drop off those
Or to the-
machines to the precincts, you drop off every single thing for that right then and there.
For the precinct. They don't pick them up at the polling station because that's what their argument is.
So they pick them up in the evening after voting, and then they bring them back. They have like 15 to 21 days to count those provisional ballots, right? So after voting's over, 7:30, 8 o'clock, whatever time it ends, every one of those precinct people, the managers for the precinct or what team leaders, whatever
but this
they
is
call.
before. This was the day before.
That's what I'm telling you. When they dropped off the machines, probably 3 days before, they're supposed to drop all of that stuff off too. No election poll worker ever is supposed to take anything home. anything home.
Well, that's what they said all over the news.
Yeah,
everywhere.
that's what has me is he says it's not
Standard.
uncommon.
He said it's standard.
Yeah, like where the hell they got their rules out of a Cracker Jack box, because that's not how it works.
You know more than I do, because I really don't know. I took what they said at face value.
So
honestly.
I take nothing any of them ever say at a face value, because I've been dealing with them for so long on other issues, and I could probably tell you the move they're going to make before they even make it,
Yeah.
because that's how I'm up their ass, all of them.
Are you going to run for politics? Have you
No,
have any interest
hell no,
in it?
I will go to jail so quick. No way. Like, I've had people come to me and ask me, and I'm like, nope.
What got you so involved originally?
So-
what really got you kicked into it?
So I kept getting a sewer bill. I don't know if you heard the story over the water and sewer lawsuit. I kept getting a sewer bill. At the time, my water bill was $30. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
My sewer bill for 3 months was $1,800. I literally took the bill. I called. Nobody would give me an answer. I took the bill to the water department. They threw me out of the water department. Told me it's a bill. You got to pay it. If I use 3,000 gallons, how do I use 30,000 gallons? Not one person shits that much. So explain to me, the numbers aren't even adding up. So then I found out it's all my other neighbors too. I had a 90-year-old neighbor. Madeline's Gallery is named after her, Maggie Potts. She was, I think, 90 at the time. She was getting the same damn bill I was.
$1,800.
Yeah, so I took it to City Hall. Before I met with Jack while he was running for office. I met him at his law office.
It sounds like you're full of shit.
Oh no, I am not full of shit. No.
I mean, that's a lot of sewage. No, I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, right. That is funny, but no. So I met with Jack, and he said, we're going to get it fixed. My wife pays all the bills, like blah, blah, blah. I never look at them, and I looked at mine like, I can't believe we've been paying this. So the next city council meeting, he says he never met with me.
Jack did?
Jack did. You lying motherfucker. Yes, you did. And my husband at that point, because my husband doesn't do any politics, anything. Like, he hates dealing with the city of Lorraine. He'll tell you what's happening on TikTok and around the world, but he doesn't even go to council meetings.
Right, okay.
He went with me that day, and my husband, I've never seen him do this, stood up, started screaming, and said, you can take that bill and shove it up your ass. And the news happened to be there, and they threw him out of the council meeting. So I got a forensic attorney who does, like, civil rights, elections, all of that stuff. We found $50 million sitting in a slush fund. From the ready to serve and the EPA fees and all of that, that's like, so the way I'm understanding it is $30 million goes back to the city of Lorraine, $20 million comes to Amherst where I live for overcharges and all of that stuff.
Okay.
So I'm like, why don't we just turn it into a class action? There's it's the middle of a pandemic. There's people out here that don't have water. You know, they're supposed to do these payment plans and stuff, and then they're shutting people off. You have a fucking lake in your backyard. Why are you charging these people that much for water, and I'm getting hit for even the whole city flushing their fucking toilet?
I still don't understand. So what's your sewer bill now?
So my sewer bill it's around almost where it needs to be. It still has to go down, but it's nowhere near like it used to be. I wasn't paying it. I said, fuck you. They'd hit me with the tax lien. I'd have to pay the tax lien. Then we'd be right back at square one. So yeah, we had to go to court and get it expedited.
So it was essentially $600 a month for sewage.
Yeah, but who the hell in their right mind pays even $600? I don't think the Boys and Girls Club would even pay $600 in sewage.
No, I mean, I think I've paid. I think I paid quite a bit, but not that much. Nowhere. I
Where,
think
here?
it's high. It's well, they charge you. Your sewage is typically charged, and in most cases, it's charged based on your water usage. That's how they kind of judge.
Yeah,
it.
there's a formula that they use. It's a little bit. It's like a 1.5 times whatever your water bill should be. Is that it's something like that. But,
So we end up with that, you know what I mean, with quite a bit, because we do use a lot of water, but it's nowhere near that. It's not.
but they're charging you for rainwater. It's just.
It has happened to me in the past, but it was only because we had a leak underground and the water was just leaking away. And
Yeah,
we
that
didn't
would be
know
on your
that.
water bill, but not your sewer bill.
No, it's the same, because that's the only way they come
Well-
up with your sewer bill.
Well, I don't have water from the city of Lorraine. I have water from rural water. So my bill, we would get 2 bills every 3 months, and it would be split up.
That's how I am
from
too.
the city of Lorraine. Yeah.
That's how I am too. I have a water bill from Elyria and a sewage bill from a Lorraine.
Oh, okay.
That's how we are too. We're the same way basically.
Yeah.
But they still base it on your water usage. They
Yeah,
still
and
are
my
going by
water-
your water usage.
And I probably use no more than 2,500 gallons of water a month.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, like I have every bill from the day that this started all the way down. It's literally maybe fluctuated like 100 gallons, 200
But it's
gallons.
corrected itself at this point. And it just
only-
did it on its own?
No, because we didn't let it go. We kept filing motions and all of that. But we're not done. Like, we're still in court. Like, you're giving these citizens every penny of their money back.
Then they should. Yeah, I agree.
And there's no way my attorneys know. I don't care what you think I should take. I'm not settling it until these people get their money back.
Yeah.
Nobody can afford to live right now. Like, that's just the way it is.
And typically, the one that doesn't give up usually it gets what they want. Typically, so
Oh,
just
I'm
keep
not-
rolling. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean
I
that's how
don't.
it works
Yeah.
usually. Yeah, I mean
And-
we met a woman who she had sued because her son got hurt in the hospital, and she got millions for this guy. He actually builds. It's really cool. He builds drums out of garbage cans. Now he's disabled. He's in Brunswick is where he's at. And he's actually made drums for Elton John and some big names. I mean, he gets huge
Yeah.
money out of these now. But she got millions of dollars, and we did a remodel of the building that they actually used to make the garbage cans, and then he had living quarters upstairs. And we replaced the windows, and Tom Vanover, who's now the chief building official for Cleveland, he was one of my carpenters at the time. And he had a bow window that went in there. And the bow window has cables. That's how it works. When it's hanging outside your house like that little roof that's right there, there's cables that are attached, and that's kind of what holds the whole assembly together. Well, he slid it into a 12-inch block wall, and none of it was sticking out. So he cut the cables and just slid it all in and attached it. When she saw him, she wouldn't stop. I mean, they were flying people in from Arizona. I mean, she wouldn't stop, and I'm like, but it's right. I mean, everybody was telling her, but she wouldn't shut up, and I had to go buy her a new window. And you know what the worst part was? I had to attach the cables inside and slide it in there. I attached them to the steel
I need
lintel.
to go buy a whole new window.
I did, and I mean, it's a $2,500 window. This is no cheap window. This is a big
So you were
bow
sick.
window. Yeah, oh yeah. and then at the time, John goes, well, can we reuse that window? And I'm like, no, the cables are cut. But which sounds horrible, but we didn't have 12-inch block walls. You know what I mean? This one was pushed to the inside, so it's resting on block. There was nothing to support. But she just wasn't going to accept that answer. So we literally attached it to the lintel and slid it in there with these. I mean, they look like this in there when they were done. They look like this wire does right now. Just looped. It just did nothing. I mean, the guy knows what he's doing. Like I say, he's a chief building official for Cleveland right now. The guy that actually installed it. He did a great job, but this woman wouldn't shut up, and eventually I just had to give in.
And I think that's like, I'm the same way. Like, if I know I'm right, I'm not accepting defeat. Like, I'm gonna keep going to prove to you that I know what I'm talking about.
Have you ever
like,
considered you're wrong?
Yeah.
Okay,
And then
all right.
absolutely.
I'm just asking.
yeah.
I mean, it's a genuine
Yeah.
question. I know I have that problem sometimes. He always.
And
has
if
that
I'm
problem.
wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'll apologize to you. Like, that's just how I am. But if this whole election thing, I'm not wrong.
No, yeah,
No.
there's
Those little
something goofy
sneaky
about it.
fuckers, they know.
You know that the time you was talking about where the camera was turned on the top of the corner of the building? I think I was at the dentist at that time.
Oh, you better stop.
You know what's? Have you ever looked at the clock on the front of the Board of Elections?
Mm-mm.
It's stuck.
It's stuck, and guess what time it's stuck at?
What?
4:20. Doesn't that annoy you? It annoys me, but I don't smoke weed and stuff. I don't really drink hardly even that much. But that annoys the shit out of me. I
And
mean,
nobody's
like
brought it to their attention?
Oh, it's been there for 7 years. Somebody did it on purpose. It's
Yeah.
been there since I've had this place. When I first got it, I looked out and it's like 4:20, and I'm like, the hell? That's funny. And it's never been corrected. And I think somebody put it there on purpose. Be
They
my
had
guess.
to have, yeah.
I would assume, yeah.
Whoever did the damn camera did
Yeah, I was
the
gonna
damn.
say he must
yeah.
have bumped that camera while he was messing with that
No,
clock.
no, that's been there 7 years. This whole camera, yeah. But
Yeah,
somebody's messing with them.
It's kind of gross, I think. In my opinion, it's gross. I know pot's supposed to be acceptable
Mm-hmm.
whenever, but it's gross. It's just gross. It shouldn't be on your board of elections. I don't like
A
it.
lot of things shouldn't be like they over there. That's a whole. They have me pissed off.
Well, yeah, that's clear. I can see that.
Yeah, I just don't like that. Like I don't. That's not how it's supposed to work. They and the problem is they do things so blatantly in front of the citizens, and the citizens will still be like, "Oh, Jack Bradley's on the ballot. I know that name. Let's vote for them." The citizens don't pay attention to nothing that goes on.
Yeah, I'm not a big Jack Bradley fan.
Like I'm really not a none of them fan. Like I see each one of them's flaws, and I see how one is like full of drama. This one's just turning into a mini Joe Biden. You know,
Well, I just don't like that the city of Lorain is being run by the guy who got every criminal in Lorain out of Lorain. Out of jail, and it's just like it's just not what you need. I mean, you need somebody that for one, I've always said that I think Lorain could benefit from like about 12 years of good conservative, politicians, that want to bring business and want to help business and don't want to. I mean, everything they want to do in Lorain is like programs. They always want to give free food and
homeless.
stuff.
Like,
Yeah.
and I just
All that stuff, all that does, in my opinion, all that stuff does is give you just enough to survive. And then when somebody has just enough to survive, they just keep doing that because they're surviving.
Yeah.
And it's horrible. It's not what you want, I don't think.
No, it's not. And then you have, so there's a place in Michigan. Like, citizens don't really pay attention to their rights as citizens. Like, when they vote, they're complaining about somebody on Facebook about an elected official, I'm like, okay, you have a right to recall them. Like, get your ass out there, get some signatures, get them out of office. Like, what? I don't live in the city of Lorain. I live in Amherst. I'm fighting the city of Lorain over things that they're doing, and I have the right to do that as a ratepayer, not a taxpayer, but a ratepayer. But me recalling somebody out of office, I can't do that because I don't live there.
Not for the city, but for the county, which
but for
is
the
the same
county,
one, right?
Yeah,
right.
but for the county, I can. So I'm always explaining to them, like, you can do that. There's a place in Michigan that just recalled every elected official and locked the doors and until they start over. The citizens don't pay attention to any of that.
Where is this at?
A city in Michigan somewhere. I just seen it on my news thing.
I got to check that out.
Yeah.
They just did, what did they, who did
they
it? Now, wait
recall
a minute.
a citizens initiative group, which is like just a group of citizens, got enough signatures to recall every one of their elected officials and lock City Hall door. They
No
fired all
kidding.
of them. Citizens don't pay attention to that.
Is that allowed? You could just do that?
You have a right. Absolutely, you do.
They
Absolutely.
They didn't let Trump do it when he was trying to
You
lock
but
out
you,
Congress.
but you got like Hillary Clinton and all of them that people are ended up. I ain't gonna say that, but yeah, ended up dead and everything else.
Yeah, did you hear about the guy that used to run the Hillary Clinton airport? Did you hear
Yeah,
about
and
that?
they found him shot in the head. Well, that's Obama. Didn't Obama just have somebody
Or not,
die
it
at
was
his
just Bill Clinton.
Was it a swimmer?
a swimmer die at
Yes.
his
And
like
Jeff-
The
in
chef
Martha's
was
Vineyard?
like
yeah.
that's just you're 2 for 2 now, guys.
Yeah.
Like
No,
there's
let's
way
not.
more than two.
Yeah, way more than
than
two. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens once or twice. You go, well, that's a coincidence, but there's so many now where you're like, well, maybe you got to start thinking maybe they're telling the truth.
Yeah.
I mean,
And that's
maybe
why
there's
they want to
something to
take
this.
TikTok away because they don't want people to know the truth.
Well, but what is that? Why did TikTok ban me?
I don't know. That was just fucked up.
I don't get it. I don't understand. I mean, I'm saying exactly what I saw.
I can say the sky is purple on Facebook and I'm getting 30 days. You should see my ban list. I literally wrote a letter to residents of Sheffield Village, put it on Facebook about letting them know, hey, welcome, here's how Karen Shaver's going to act in your city. I'm letting you know and giving you a heads up of what you're in for. Did say not one cuss word, no nothing. They hit me for 30 days for groups.
No kidding.
Yeah, but I can go on TikTok and make videos or do whatever the hell I want to do and nothing.
That's weird.
So it's just opposite. I don't know why. I would repost it.
Yeah. I know my friend Krista in Avon Lake. She won't. That she has been. I think she had something like 40 accounts at one time total throughout Facebook, and she just gave up. She goes, I'm done. I'm not going on there no more.
Yeah,
Because they just bar her and ban her every time.
And I'll literally get on my husband's page when I get suspended off mine. I will, and I'll just use his page. Like,
He lets you?
yeah.
Oh my! I would. You know what? If
Oh,
my
he
wife,
hates
if
it,
my
though.
wife got barred, There's no way in hell I'd let her on mine.
Oh,
and I would act like she was a criminal. I'm like, you ain't touching my shit. You ain't putting me in
you ain't
Facebook
involved in
jail.
me.
But it's crazy because he can get on there and he can say some of the meanest shit about the president. You know what I mean? And they don't do nothing to him. So, but as soon as I say anything, it's bam.
Yeah, but President, that President Biden, dude, that's a rough one, man. And there's nobody that thinks that's okay. My mom.
No,
my
yes,
mom
there
is.
is. Yes, there is. There's like 14,000 people in this Lorain County that voted for that dumbass.
Dad, I don't think they. I think that.
Or was it those
still-
ballots?
It could be. That's possible.
What-
But
Had to be those ballots. There's
I mean,
no
I
way.
just don't think anybody think that's okay. I mean, there's people I know that are still voting, and I know that.
Oh, my neighbor who is actually like is my distant cousin or whatever, he will get on there and argue with me or post something. He is like, he voted for Joe Biden, and I say I love you very much, and I love fucking with you, but no, we gotta change this shit.
I lost a friend of mine. Well, I guess I kind of lost a friend. I mean, I still consider him a friend. I'd do anything for him. That tall Dave now. He blocked me on Facebook or no, he took unfriended me, and I'm not like that. I don't go on Facebook and put stuff like that. The worst thing I've ever put on my personal Facebook is I have myself listed as a deplorable. When Hillary Clinton said we were deplorable, I just listed myself as a deplorable. That's the worst thing I've ever done. And I mean, I'll have a few conversations with people, but I won't post stuff. It's not what I want to do. It's not. And owning a bar, it's not in your interest to do such a thing.
No, you don't talk. Yeah, I agree
You know
with
what I
that.
mean? So I never have, but because he knows I'm like I'm a conservative, I think that's what it was, I guess. Because he stopped coming in, he doesn't talk to me no more, nothing.
But how can a person logically think anything that's happening in this world is fucking normal or great?
What about that what was that guy that's eating everybody?
What?
The one in Haiti?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, you
Eating
didn't hear about
people.
that?
No.
Yeah, Haiti, the prime minister of Haiti is now like he's evacuated Haiti, and gangs have taken over. And the gang, what do they call him?
Barbecue something?
Barbecue is the head.
So
the
the
leader of the
prime-
gang is
Oh.
called Barbecue,
So he's eating people?
and he eats his
Enemy or
enemies or whatever.
See,
yeah.
and if Donald Trump was in office, he'd say, let's just drop a bomb on him.
We went in.
Wouldn't he?
And we removed our embassy out of there. Yeah.
Like, what? See, so people actually think this shit going on in this world is normal. And they
crazy.
support this shit. Like, everything that we're working for our children, it's going to be gone. And people actually think it's okay.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I'd rather have somebody that talks shit on Twitter in the office and our world was running a lot smoother. If I was president, I'd be talking the same shit he was.
But
shit would
I
get done.
disagree. That's where I disagree. I want Reagan back. I like somebody who's a smooth talker and can tell you with a silver tongue. I wish that he had a silver tongue. But I understand him in construction and being in business my whole life. I mean, that's the type of person you dealt with most of the time.
But he's also letting you know, like, hey, this is serious. Like, you don't want somebody that's going to sugarcoat,
If
hey, they're
it's-
getting ready to drop a bomb on us. You want to come out and be like, hey, we're going to have to bomb these motherfuckers or they're going to kill us.
But see, I feel like if it's
That's the
serious,
difference.
you put more of a serious tone to it, and you don't. I mean, that's the one thing I like Trump's policies. I definitely do. I voted for him.
He's a businessman.
I get that, but at the same time, I wish he would. If they would have banned him on Twitter a year sooner, he'd be president right now. And that's just how I feel, and that's ridiculous. I
Well-
mean, that's him. He needs to gain self-control in that aspect, and he won't. I mean, I know he won't, but I wish he would, because he would be twice the leader if he could, because you get a lot more with honey than you do with salt.
Scotty used to tell me that when I would go to council meetings, he would always tell me, like, Tia, don't do that. And it never worked. But he used to tell me about the honey and the, that's funny.
It's true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a fact. I mean, it's just the way it is. I mean, you can still have the same policies. You can still, there's other ways, like I remember my one attorney that was in Cleveland, Ron Greenspan. He used to, when I would say something, we would be talking about this was business stuff. Somebody owed me money or something. And he says it to me like a thug, like, I mean, he was an old Jew, but he would he'd go, we're gonna punch him in the mouth, or we're gonna, you know what I mean, sucker punch him. I mean, that's the kind of talk he would have, and he would just do it verbally, and he would do it with you know, in the right finesse and context of it, and he was great at what he did. But that's what he needs to do is more, you know what I mean? Like what do they say? Carry a big stick, walk. What is it?
Walk and talk.
Yeah, what did he used to say? Walk soft and carry a big stick, or something like that. Something like that. I can't remember how it was. And that's what he needs to do. I mean, if he would have done that, he'd be double the leader for us because he'd achieve more.
So do you think he'll be president coming up?
I do. I don't think there's any way anybody could hold him back at this point. I don't think that
There's ways. If Hillary has her way, or he might end up like the chef that was swimming in Obama's water, or
The problem with that is that if he's alive at the election, once the inauguration happens, and then once he's inaugurated, the key is to get a shitty vice president. You know what I mean? That nobody wants, because if you can do that, then they'll let him live, because they don't want to get the worst of the. You know what I mean? Honestly, I swear to God,
play. Yeah,
that's the play I would do.
So who do you think should be, like, if you watched all of those candidates, who do you think he should pick if he picks one of them? Please don't tell me that fat porky guy, because I can't stand him.
Chris Christie.
I hate that motherfucker. Fucking.
No, I don't think any of them are out there that I would want somebody shitty. Like, I would want really shitty. Like, I would want like somebody you would. I'd want like Glenn Beck. You know, that way they just won't. They're going to let me live. They're going to put Glenn Beck in charge. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I would do. I would be that way.
I don't know, because they think Joe Biden's normal and he's dumber than a.
They don't. Nobody thinks that. Nobody, even the people voting for him, can see it. There's nobody that thinks he's doing a good job. I don't believe that. And when they go to bed at night, they're thinking to themselves, did he do something? They're looking for him to do. In fact, they will report on the news if a portion of anything he does do good. Like, you know, he was able to handle a set of steps. You know what I mean, or something.
Yeah.
I mean, it's literally nobody thinks he's doing a good job.
Listen, I can't even laugh at him for falling upstairs, because I've done it like a million times.
But not as the president of the United States.
No, but I mean, first time, okay, shit happens, like that was an accident. But isn't it like his third or fourth time?
Oh, way more than that.
So,
and he fell on a bike and all that.
Yeah,
stuff.
that was funny.
Fell up the steps, fell down the steps. Fucking walked to a different room.
And he does.
He got smacked with the door the other day or something.
Yeah, and every time he leaves, he's just like, he does look like a Roomba. Like, somebody said he looks like a Roomba every time he leaves.
But
like,
you know what? Like
podium.
I said this before on here. I was like, put politics aside. If that was somebody in your family, wouldn't you just pull them out of there and be like, come on, it's over with?
Oh yes, I probably would have Baker Act them. Which is like, you can take control and. But
the problem is nobody wants Kamala. See, he's got the smart play. He's got Kamala. Nobody wants that bitch in charge. Nobody. They're like, let the old man trip. Fuck it, as long as Kamala ain't taking care of shit. I mean, and the thing is Kamala was the big vote getter for him. If he at the end of the day, that's where he got him.
But why? Like, how?
Because my mother's a lesbian, and she's pretty liberal as a whole. Mm-hmm. And that, just like the idea of Kamala being the vice president and somebody that she thought she could relate to, and that's where they got her vote. I mean, they did. I mean, now she's pissed that they got her vote.
Oh, I have a gay aunt, and I'll be damned, she would be like, fuck that bitch. No way are we voting for her. Yep.
Yeah, well, my mom wasn't that way. My mom was like, and there was lots of people like that, lots of women. You got to remember, most people aren't paying attention to politics, but they do see a woman that's of color.
And they did think,
and they do it. And they did, you know, that's just like Obama. Obama was a shitty president. He didn't do anything great, nothing. He talked good. He had a silver tongue, but he was a shitty president. And when he was running, he had shitty ideas. I mean, everything was shitty. And I'm going, everything he's talking about is shit. It's garbage. He said it nicely, but it's garbage. I mean, they've tried these things. You know what I mean? Everybody's tried all these things before in different countries. And we're getting there. You know, it gets to a point where they in a socialist society where nobody wants to work, nobody has a reason to work, everybody gets the same. Well, eventually what happens is you start to get, things have to go up because there's nobody earning, nobody's making, nobody's competing, and it's just, eventually it gets you there to that spot.
Unless you're illegal, whatever, and you get $50,000 on a credit card, cell phone bills, all of that shit.
Yeah.
Free medical.
Free, yeah.
That's what I told I told my
setup,
mom she
gaming
should just
rooms.
go to Mexico and just
then-
come across the
yeah.
border.
Might
Fuck
as well.
retirement. She'll get way more money.
The credit report goes down if anybody's. You just come back as a whole new person. I don't know my social security number.
What was it? That's what I said too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know nothing.
But Guido brought up a good point. That's the day they'll change it. The day you do it, be like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that might be my luck. Yeah, that might really be my luck.
That ended yesterday.
Yeah, right. Yeah, damn it.
Well, then I'd probably argue to make him extend it longer or try.
I mean, it's just, it really is. It's bizarre, but I mean, that people don't see it though. People don't pay attention to politics the way they did, and you have people voting. That, I mean, you talk about your 18 to like say 25. Those people have no clue. Even yourself, at 18 to 25, you probably didn't give a shit.
Well, and also,
didn't.
so a lot of people who have felonies on their records or they're convicted felons think they can't vote, and they can vote. When I was doing the charter, you know how many felons I registered to vote that
What's
had
the
no
charter?
ID?
You brought that up a few times.
A couple years ago, if you remember, I put got signatures to put a charter on the ballot. The city of Lorain is a statutory city. It means they're governed by the Ohio Revised Code. Well, if you make them a charter, it takes away all of their power and it gives it back to the citizens because they can't put anything on everything that they do has to go on the ballot. Like it's the city of Elyria is a charter, the city of Oberlin's a charter. You don't see shit happening like it's happening in Lorain there, do you? There's only like 4 cities in the state of Ohio that are statutory cities. Lorain, Canton, Ohio, and a couple more north. But everybody else has moved to a charter. They won't allow it. They stacked the deck on me. We had Scotty. This is how I met Scotty. I was getting signatures. I got enough signatures put on the ballot. Scotty had the pizza shop on, I think it's 8th Street or 7th Street or whatever.
8th, yeah.
He didn't even know me, and he gave me a shot and said, "Here, use my pizza shop. Set up your meetings, everything. Provided pizza, all of it for everybody. We got a slate together of people we wanted to be on the charter, and them assholes stacked the deck. And the state of Ohio had a opinion that they didn't want elected officials to be on a charter. How can you hold 2 separate positions? You know what I mean? A charter is a government for the people and by the people. Like, we pick who we want on there. So then they stacked the deck. I passed out slates to citizens, talked to citizens, had so many meetings about this. The citizens they would bitch to me about my water bills going up. They're doing this at City Hall. Them dumbasses still went and voted for those people. So they got put on the charter because they don't pay attention and they don't care. They don't care unless it's something that happens to them. Then they bitch about it and then they just go on about their business until it happens again. Nobody wants to do nothing.
Well, they're scared that nothing could get done. That's part of it.
That's
the fear that they
can.
use on the other end is that nothing can get done,
So-
and that's how they. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the whole thing that's been going around for years is you can't fight City Hall and win. That's what the citizens think.
Of Lorain.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can fight City Hall and win. You absolutely can.
Who's done it? I ain't seen nobody do it.
Their water lawsuit is going to do it.
They ain't done it yet.
We're still in court.
Ooh, she
Just
got-
wait. Just wait. But that was an attempt. We had them, and they still voted those people. So then we had to get it all voted back down. And that, I'm like, why should I help people if they're not going to pay attention and they're not going to make an effort? I don't even live here, and I'm trying to help you guys. Going around, I had 4, maybe 5 people that helped me get signatures. Mind you, we had to get quite a few, like a couple thousand signatures to get this on the ballot. Do you know how hard that is in the middle of a pandemic? So if I'm doing this, I'm doing it to show you, yes, you can. So nobody wanted to help.
Well, you can lead a horse to water.
But I like to push their face in it and make them drink. If I have to, I will.
See, that's a valuable lesson that I've learned early on in life. You can't make people do anything they don't want to do.
I know, but
And you
at
can't
what
control
point,
people.
So when she says statutory, that's almost like rape.
It is to the citizens.
I mean, it kind of is.
They
He's
used to
not
call
wrong.
it-
I was like, where'd you get that word?
That Lake Erie highball. It cost you $1 million to drink that shit.
Oh, you know, it was another one that kind of gets swept under the rug too. Remember the brick black asphalt on Broadway?
What happened?
All the way down Broadway, they fucking put this asphalt, and then they had this brick overlay that like they
Yeah.
that shit didn't last a year.
No, it
and they
didn't.
paid crazy money for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoever approved that, if he's still in there, should
Well,
be
you know, the
fired.
auditor just went to Sheffield Village. She just quit. Karen Chauver just quit and went to, her resignation letter was effective March something. I quit.
It just said I quit.
She said, I'm resigning. Basically, I quit. No explanation, no nothing. And I'm like, I thought it was Christmas. Like, yeah, this bitch is gone. She don't even have a degree. They can't even
Yeah,
figure out a
careful what
budget.
you wish for, though. But that's an elected position, correct?
Yeah, it is. So
Yeah.
now maybe the citizens will start seeing, like, paying attention or whatever.
We tried to get years ago. We tried to get Higginbotham in there, but she lost. Yeah.
I think Jesse Towers should have been mayor, and people argue with me about it, and some support what I just. She ran for our charter, and she is the most genuine person that she should have been mayor. I don't know how the fuck that happened, that Jack got picked over her, but
Because he's gotten half of Lorraine out of jail, or their parents.
or their parents.
He got my dad out of jail. My dad made his career. You know that, right?
your dad made Jack's career?
Jack's big break was my dad and his brother on a murder case on 28th Street in '79.
I was at the dentist.
That was
You must got a lot of cavities.
Not no more.
So I've had people come to me and tell me stories about Jack Bradley, and personally, I would never hire somebody like Jack. They're high-priced bullshitters. That's all they are. Like, that's what he was, because of the stories that
I don't
I've
know.
heard.
If I'm in trouble for going to jail, I want Jack Bradley. I mean, if I'm going to go to prison, I want Jack Bradley, period. That's all there is to it.
I don't know.
I don't want him to be my mayor, but, I mean, if I get caught shooting somebody, I want Jack Bradley.
Some people, like, the stories I've heard about him is like him being their attorneys, and they got the shittiest deal, or something illegal happened, and he knew he was going to be mayor 6 months before he was mayor. I don't know how the hell that happened. Like, a lot of people have told me about that.
Oh, yeah, because that other guy took the deal for the sewers or whatever, right? Or something. Didn't he go to Chicago with the garbage
the
trucks or
trash
whatever?
man. No, he's back in Avon.
Oh, is he now?
Yeah, the old mayor, he's back in
Yeah,
Avon.
yeah.
Yeah, how the hell did that even skate past?
That's bullshit.
That would have been the
Yeah.
first red flag to me as a citizen if I lived here.
He
Was
signs a deal for your bills to go up and then goes, all right,
And
I'm
then
going to
gets a
work for that
job.
company.
Yeah.
They got the money to pay me now.
and people still defend him. People defend that bullshit. Like, oh, he's such a great guy. That's
You
not
talking
a great
about the
guy.
one that got the
Chase
water
Rittenauer.
and the trash together or something
Chase
like that?
Rittenauer was his
Yeah,
name,
Rittenauer,
right?
yep.
Yeah, he owns like the golf course or something. Or golf. There's like across from Lighthouse Village.
His parents owned Kohlmeyer Sporting Goods, right? Isn't that who that is?
I thought they owned. There was like a old golf bar that's still, the building's just run down. It's across from Lighthouse Village over there.
They may, but originally that's Kohlmeyer Sporting Goods. That was like they did all the like that's where you got your high
Football,
school
right,
jacket or your jerseys
Oh,
or all
okay.
that stuff. I mean, that's all your equipment. All that came from Kohlmeyer's, which was right up here on 57, and that was I believe that's who that
There
was
used to be-
originally.
It wasn't it wasn't a Dunham's or after that or something.
No, I don't know. Now it's Old World Auto or something,
Right. Same place I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Is there an old golf bar that is not up and running? But the building's still there.
58.
Yeah. What's it called?
I don't know what it is.
Golden something.
Oh! You're
Well-
talking about? Did they own that?
Emerald Valley.
Did they own Emerald Valley?
Yes. I've heard that a million times that he owned.
Did he?
Emerald.
I didn't know that. He might
But
have.
anyways, his ass wouldn't have been going to Chicago if I, like that. How can you not, as a citizen, question that?
Oh yeah, that was no joke. That
And
was
where
ridiculous.
has the damn FBI been? They busted the fat guy in Cleveland, the Jimmy DeMorris shit, and his little bagmen. But how is Lorraine still not busted yet? And they're
Demora
doing.
was a little bigger than that. Did you see
Nah,
the way
I
that guy
don't
was
know.
living? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah,
dude.
but listen, I like if they would have
Demora
just
was living.
yeah, but I think there's a few of them living like that too.
No, not like that. Not like Demora. Demora was living on like 25 acres with 6,000 square feet and flying private
So
jets and getting hookers and gambling all
I
weekend
think
in Vegas.
yeah, but I think these
My
assholes
idol.
are just good at covering it. What'd you say?
He was at the dentist.
Yeah, I was like,
His dentist was in Vegas.
I had to go.
What'd you do? Break a
I
tooth?
broke a tooth. Had to fly to
Well,
Vegas.
it sounds like you broke like 4 or 5 of them as much as you've been there in the last 6 months.
He's a very clean person.
Yeah, I like that. I got to go Monday, too. What's going on Monday?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's hard telling here, right?
I'll be at the dentist.
No, none of them have Demora. Demora was next level. Demora was
So-
actually doing backwood deals where like they were actually kicking back. He was giving out contracts and they were kicking money back. to him.
But he flaunted it more, right? That's what got him caught. He flaunted it.
That's where the problem
Yeah,
is when
probably.
people
So,
flaunt it.
so here, that's the difference between here and there. They're not flaunting it as much. They're just doing their criminal shit open in the public. Like, we don't give a fuck if you see us or not. Nobody's gonna touch us.
That's
They
a
may
shit-
not be
that's a shitty
flaunting.
deal for sure.
Yeah, but they may not be flaunting like that guy did, but they are just
But see
as
now,
bad.
I'm a person. I love to believe that people are good people, I'm just gonna.
And
I
I
do.
know.
I love to believe it. So then when I with that right, no, I mean it was shitty. I was bad, but I imagine that as it went down, I imagine that it was like, I kind of always imagined that it was like he worked out the deal thinking it was for the city to help them out and all this to that effect. And then, he heard about the position after everything was done and then took that job because it was such a good opportunity for him and his family. I hate to think that he said, "Oh, if you'll give me this job, if I
I'll make sure you get that
fuck those
contract.
contracts up and get," because at the time I owned an apartment building in Lorraine at the time. And at the time I would buy a dumpster and it was $80 a month. My water bill was 60. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then that was it. I was done at the apartments. And then all of a sudden that happened. I couldn't have a dumpster no more. They each had to have their own garbage service, and it all went attached to the water bill. And then all of a sudden it was 5 times the amount it was.
And I see where you're coming from, that you want to believe there is good in everybody, but I've never seen anything good from any of them, and I've dealt so I don't have that expectation like, oh, maybe they have a good heart or a good no.
Well, I'm not saying a good heart, but I just think that most people aren't. I don't think that. I hope that doesn't happen as much as that. I mean, not constant. I mean, it's going to happen. There's going to be shitty people, but I'd like to believe that there's a little more that are out there that are trying their best. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but look what they did to Mr. Fligner. Don't, for instance, what they're doing. Mr. Fligner has been invested in the city of Lorraine for longer than I've been alive. You know what I mean? And they're just leaving that shithole St. Joe's right there, just completely looking like it is, and now they're going to build a homeless community right by him after he asked them not to. That's doing shit on purpose and being a petty fucker, don't you think?
Well, I don't agree with any homeless. I told you that right at the beginning of
Yeah.
the interview. I'm not into that whole gig.
No, because to me, if you can stand on the side of the street and hold a sign that says, I need $2 or I need gas money, then you can stand at McDonald's and say, how can I take your order?
Well, I just
Right?
don't believe they're going to drop that in the streets. That's my opinion. They'll go figure it out. I mean, the fear is
They
that
are.
they'll
They voted
steal.
it.
The fear is that they'll steal from you to get their money. That's why people want to put homeless shelters. If they're being honest, it's not because they're great people and they want to help out the homeless. They just don't want homeless people with no money and no way to make ends meet and stealing their fucking gutters.
They want them put where they don't live.
Yeah, they don't want them in their neighborhood,
No,
right?
you can't go downtown Amherst and have them right there.
No, that would never happen. No, they're not
Why
going
not?
to do that.
That's
No.
what we should do.
No,
Petition.
they're
Let's
not gonna
get it
do
in
it.
Amherst.
Hey,
Well,
that's your right. If that's, but you know that is your right as a citizen for you to do that. You could do that. But they already made a deal because they threatened to sue the city if they didn't approve it. Like what deal was promised to where you have to actually threaten a city that if you don't pass this ordinance,
Well, how many homeless people do you think there are in Lorraine?
Tent City's full.
But I mean, how many is that? You
I just evicted 52 of them from Bruce Towers.
from Bruce Towers?
52.
And then Tent City, how many you figure is there?
Lots of them.
I mean, a number. Give me a number.
Mm,
Guess.
250?
I'm gonna say a little more.
3?
I'm gonna
Three?
say 3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right to me. So even if we're low on our number, say there's 500. Say there's 500 people homeless in it. And how much money are we going to spend for this homeless community center that's going to go in here?
We're supposedly not paying any of it.
But how much money is going towards it?
I think that'd be a question for Lorraine Ritchie. I would say probably 20 million.
You think 20 million is the best way to help 500 people? That's the best way to
No,
build a
I
building?
thought you meant how much was the building. I apologize. How much they're spending on the building?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, I think it's something like that.
That's
like
what I'm saying.
I could be wrong.
So
but
you're going to help 500 people with 20 million? 20 million, you get a lot more for those people than
you don't have to put it right on downtown Broadway, like right.
Either way, for 20 million, you don't have to do it. For one, for 500 people, you could take 20 million and build some better programs for them that would actually help. You could use that money to actually bring a factory or a company here that could employ those people so that they actually could just pay their own bills. You could, there's a million different things you could do. You could take a couple old buildings that are in the city and kind of convert them just a little bit temporarily while you use that money to get. It just doesn't make sense.
No, nothing they do makes sense.
If you were in business and you were going to spend 20 million for 500 employees for a temporary fix, because let's face it, that's what a homeless shelter is. It's a temporary fix.
Yeah.
You would just never do it. As a businessman, you'd go, there's no way in hell I'm doing that. I'm not doing it. That's not happening.
So, but the city the city doesn't. The
That's going to
city
be a
don't
constant,
think. Yeah.
constant bleed. You know
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
It's
because
gonna be a
that's 20 million, and then how much is going to cost to run it?
Yeah, and they're supposed to have cops and everything on here. Like we already ain't got enough cops nowhere. So now you want to hire Lorraine Police Department to come and do it.
Right.
And I think the chief already has enough on his plate dealing with his stuff. Like he's trying to make sure our streets are safe and blah blah blah.
Who is our chief now?
Chief McCann?
McCann. I haven't actually met him. I haven't. Last chief I met was Rivera. So
I used to wait on him at Bob Evans. Yeah, years ago.
Oh, really?
Selling his wife. Yeah.
yeah, that's the last one I knew. He was like my dad knew him, and
My dad did too.
yeah, he was a good dude. So I don't know nothing about McCann, and I don't go in Lorraine very often anymore. Actually,
Yeah.
I stay out of it. For the most part, not that I have anything against it. This is where I go to from here
Yeah,
and home.
a straight
Here and
stretch.
home.
You have like a
That's it.
path.
That's
Yeah.
all I do. It's horrible.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, that's all I do, and I don't get too involved and stuff. But yeah, I didn't.
I would like to have one of them city officials up here, the ones for the thing to
From Paul
explain it.
Davis over there, have him
Good
come
luck.
over here.
I actually thought about sending a public record request for their cell phone records.
What really sucked about that is when
Do it.
he
And then if I know they're going to tell me no, and then I'm going to sue them for it.
when his face popped up on the news, I'm like, oh shit.
And
He's a regular.
yeah,
Not
I
as a
was
drinker,
laughing.
but for lunch. For lunch. I don't think I've ever seen him drink. He always comes and picks up.
and
carry-out.
I heard this. Provenza used to be the law director, and then I heard the story behind it and all of that stuff, and I'm like, as a law director, why the hell would you walk into a bar with those ballots and you passed the bar, all of this stuff? You had to be elected to be the law director, I'm pretty sure.
Well, he was fired from White's office too. He was in the prosecutor's office when I think it was Greg White or whatever that used to be the prosecutor years ago. He got fired from there too in the prosecutor's office.
So he's just a natural born fuck up.
It's always drinking and it's always drinking
He's
and
just a
shady
na-
dealings.
yeah.
Yeah, it's always drinking and shady dealings. Always.
Yeah.
And in fact, he probably was in an Uber. They said his car was broke down. It's probably he doesn't have a license, if I had to guess.
Yeah, but why couldn't the Uber pick him up across the
There's
street?
no reason for that. None.
And he said that he put the bags over them to protect them from the weather. Your happy ass walked from a board of elections over here.
But not only that, I don't know if you understand that I try to make it out. Nobody seems to want to pick that part of the story up, which to me,
The bags.
no. That which to me is the bigger part of the story. He doesn't walk across the street from the Board of Elections. He walks from way down there and then comes down the street. In fact, I took a picture. I'll show you.
So how did he have? You have to backtrack this for me, because
I'll show you. I got a map picture right here that'll show you the route he took.
He's going where I think he's going, and these people are saying that this is not illegal.
So if you look at this here in this picture, that is the Board of Elections.
And then
this
Gargis
is Matt
Hall.
House, and that's Gargis Hall. That's the path he took to come here. It's a very awkward.
So he's because he's doing some illegal shit.
He's right. That's where it looked the most shady.
That to me,
And that's the part they don't want to bring up. Nobody brings that up. They ignore it.
So in my opinion, I'm going to say in my opinion for legal reasons, so they can't try to sue me.
Allegedly.
No, I'm saying in my opinion because this is my opinion. That's some crackhead shit. To walk, that means you were up to no good. To walk from behind, like with that little building, it looks like a Gargis Hall. Come around this way.
That's the old window tinting place that was
right.
there. Yeah.
And the only thing that's supposed to be in Gargis Hall is provisional ballots that have been filled out.
I don't know if all the equipment's stored there. It would make sense if they store it there.
But it is stored there when it's not election time. But when it's election time, after everything comes out, those provisionals go in that room, and that's where they count. They don't count at the Board of Elections.
No, they count there. Right. Yeah,
they count.
absolutely.
Yeah. So the only thing that's supposed to be in that room was filled out ballots.
But I think that he would have picked his equipment up from back there. I think he would have. Honestly, I don't think they
What
have
equipment.
He ain't have no equipment in his bag. I know you keep saying that, but
I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt.
pull up. I know, but
That's all I'm doing.
But I'm coming in to have your back and tell you, no, your heart is too good. Your heart is too good. He's a fucking crook. In my opinion,
he looks like a bum, which shocked me. Because when Scotty asked me, I said, hey, he looks like a bum, dude. I mean, he looks like a bum. He goes, well, go see who it is. And I'm just like, okay. And I go and look at the crack. I go, holy shit, that's Provenza.
And what did he say when you said that?
He goes, get the fuck out
Yeah.
of here. Yeah, he was shocked.
Now let's see if the prosecutor's office prosecutes them.
We'll see. The sheriffs are still on it. I know that.
That
They've
sheriff-
reached out to me.
Officer Vassant, because so there's like when you want to hold them accountable, there's a chain of command you have to do, right? So it's just like a Walmart, or you go to a supervisor, or whatever. I took those pictures to the sheriff's department. I said I want to file a complaint because I'm going to sue their ass for this election, and the officer knew I meant what I said. So he tells me, oh, well, my coat smells like beer because I got in the dumpster and got him out. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, then when I watch the thing at home, I'm like, nobody reported that. Nobody said anything about that.
Well, and I'll tell you why. Because we are a firm believer that whoever that was, we can't prove, for one, there's no proof that that's him. We can't tell that that's him.
Who?
That's going in the dumpster. That puts that in a dumpster. We can't make out a face. You can't make out anything.
They got enough
He does
forensic
have
shit to be
he
able
does
to...
have a black hoodie on, and we went in the dumpster immediately. And Guido, the only thing Guido found, and at the time we had just got our food delivery. So what had happened was there was a layer of flat cardboard in there. So
Which
it was
you
really
normally put, at the bottom.
well, no, yeah, it just was there. It just happened to be there. All the garbage bags were covered and everything, and there was just this flat layer of. And the only thing there was it a quart of Miller?
Yeah.
It
No,
was
not a quart.
A regular Miller bottle. It was just one Miller bottle sitting there. So
the theory of them being in the dumpster, from what I was under the impression, is not accurate.
there's no proof of it at all. And we went in there and we couldn't find anything in there. We went in there and looked for it. We couldn't find anything other than that quart of Miller. That was.
So how many of those bags did he put in the black bags? Each black bag?
Three. He put 3 into a bag. And then he had one that wasn't.
But he struggled his whole way over here to carry them and then put 3 in a bag. And, you only carry a black bag with one hand. How did he struggle and then he wasn't struggling anymore?
He was struggling going into the car. But he didn't carry him over here. The younger gentleman that brought him, that walked over here with him, carried him over
We
here.
don't know who that is.
I'm sure that Paul Davis does, but we haven't ever heard of that, who he is.
Paul Adams, yeah.
Yeah, Paul Adams. I mean,
He ain't, yeah. He's
but
a
that's
lost
the
cause.
only one that would know. I mean, we have him on video when he brought him in, but I don't know who that is. He's a younger guy, looks physically fit, but he had trouble when he carried him out in the garbage bag. Because they're square bags, it's not like he grabbed it by, like you say, by one side.
Yeah, they're like
he was holding his hand under it like this.
It's
like
just an
holding it.
oversized bank bag that has the zipper on it when you go into a bank and you're like, so when you make deposits or drops, I don't know if you have like a Chase bag. It was just an oversized one of
No,
those.
No, it's bigger than
It looked
that.
more like a pizza box. You know the pizza
I
bag.
know.
they
I'm
deliver?
saying it's like a beach bag size. It's like a
Yes,
big,
like
yeah.
a bigger
so
than a
it's,
beach bag,
But
yeah.
it's designed like a bank bag because it has the zipper on it. The inside of it is water. That bag is supposed to be waterproof. Everything.
Is that true? It's supposed to be waterproof?
Yeah. So that's my question. Why the hell did
That
you
makes
walk?
it even more shady. I ain't gonna lie. That makes it pretty shady.
So that's my question. Like, why did you walk from all the way over there? Not protect them if you think they need it protected.
that whole path,
yeah.
though, that I'm showing you.
And then come
Yeah.
here and put them in black bags for
Yeah.
what?
To
Yeah,
protect
that
them.
makes no sense.
Because either he is a dumbass or those people need to be fired because they were.
It was to hide him, and I can guarantee you it was to hide him. And the reason I can guarantee that is because I watched him do it. And I watched him with my own eyes as he did it. He stuffed them in the garbage bags. He couldn't get the fourth one in there, so he set it in the booth and put his coat over it. So it was to hide him. There was no question he was hiding
But you're
those
already
bags.
caught.
And in my opinion, he is. I mean, he was hoping somebody else didn't come in there. He probably just thought it was a local. Like I was telling him this morning. I mean, if I was Provenza's buddy and you showed up over here, that's different. I mean, you don't go to some random place you don't know anybody
No,
and think you're going to pull this shit off.
with big ass bags that say provisional ballots in the middle of an
Bright ass
election.
yellow.
In the middle, and there was a green one in there too. I
Yeah,
seen a green
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So, and each color of those bags means something.
And what do they mean? Do you know?
So I haven't got the like actual answer to that. So I didn't want to like say because I don't want to. Because I have to know for sure what it meant. But
Oh, you got to keep me abreast.
I
Because
will.
I have to know what it is. I
I
want to
will.
know.
So you, and I forgot where I was going with this.
The colors of the bags.
Yeah, but what were you saying? I feel like I'm having a blonde moment.
I got memory problem, and I have to take memory pills, but I keep forgetting to take them.
He's a dumbass.
So, but yeah, what we were talking about was him hiding them in the bag and then covering it up
Yeah.
with the jacket.
He was already busted. Like he was already here.
But he didn't know he was busted.
He only put him in the bag after when he was paying his tab. Like you're leaving. Like you're making more. You're making yourself
Drawing
more
more
obvious
attention, yeah.
because you're putting him in a bag now. Like he didn't use his brain. If he is a criminal, he is a dumbass criminal that should be on cops.
Well, clearly, because he's gotten in trouble enough times. I mean, it's not like it's. I mean, this is a guy that has never learned his lessons.
So what is his record though? Is it just drinking? Is there drugs involved? Or is there?
As far as I know, it's just been drinking. I think
So
it's
he has
always
a
been
drinking
alcohol.
problem.
Yeah. as
So I'd
far
like
as I
to
know.
get him drunk and have him spill it. I might pay for his drinks the whole night.
I don't know where he hangs out. Do you know? We could.
Across the street.
Listen.
It ain't
This
gonna be here. I can promise that.
this will go on all over air. Somebody will tell him what I'm saying. Call me, buddy.
I got you.
I got you. We need to have a talk. Right?
She's gonna be like Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah.
She's gonna go with like the short shirt and
Yeah.
or the and
Oh,
the
no.
short, and vodka.
Was it a Miller Lite that was in the garbage can?
Yeah, Miller Lite. Yeah,
It
Miller
must
Lite.
be what did he drink? What did he drink that day?
He had a tall Columbus.
Oh, well, when you want a Columbus, just call me. Right? We're going to find out the truth one way or another.
I mean, I don't. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't hurt to
You know
find
what?
it out.
You guys
It
can
would
find out Monday. I have a dentist appointment.
He's hard to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about what you guys talk about.
He was normal until his first toothache.
Yeah. After that, I got all kinds of alibis
Then he got kind of crazy.
right there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just I'm interested. I'd like to know more about it. I'm
Oh,
curious.
that's not over.
This charter thing is very interesting to me. I like I didn't. You know what? I guess I'm shame on me. I didn't even know anything about this. I had no clue about this. So we're one of only 3 cities in Lorain that does it that way.
One of 4 in the state of Ohio.
the state of Ohio?
That is still a statutory city. Yes.
And how common is it in other states?
It's actually I don't know about other states, but Ohio it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But the only thing is the city of Lorain brought in Gary Hunter, I believe was his name. He's supposed to write cities, charters for cities. He couldn't tell his head from a hole in the ground, or ass, or however you say that shit. Like, he was just dumb. They paid $25,000 when we were going to offer them a charter after we got everybody on the ballot. We already had one in order. So they just paid $25,000 to protect their power. And I'm like, this is exactly what's happening. You have Jack Bradley, who's a mayor, Karen Shaver, Joel Arredondo.
Well, Karen's gone now, right?
Yeah, but this was during the charter. You had both Arredondo brothers on the charter. Like, that was absolutely stupid. So everybody they just paid the $25,000 to write a charter to protect their power. So it had to get voted down.
So, okay, explain a charter to me. Something I don't understand.
So-
I mean, I guess you did a little bit, but how does it take the power out of their hands?
So the city of Elyria, for instance, when they want to change something or write an ordinance, you get like, I think it's 7 or 10 years. The charter gets to come back and meet, and you can do things. But you can also petition to put something on the ballot to have a charter amendment, which is like an ordinance, but you want to amend an ordinance, correct?
So is it like an executive board, basically?
Yeah. Mhm.
That's what it is.
You can have
essentially?
either a city manager or a mayor. It's not, everything is completely different. Like, all the shit they do, and like with the COVID money and all of that they did, they wouldn't be able to do any of that with the charter.
Yeah, what happened with that? Jim Andrews is all pissed off about that, not getting any help out down there. I wanted to talk to him.
Oh,
too.
I don't know how the hell these people blew through all this money. Their scoring matrix system for businesses absolutely sucked.
I hate
And
to.
who-
I don't know anything except for what I've heard, but I've heard that if you were friends with the right people, you were more likely to get the money.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I've heard, and I don't know enough about it, but I've heard it from
Rock-
enough people that it sounds true.
Yeah, so Rocktown Music Academy, if you know the Rocktown Music Hall that's down there.
No, I never heard of it. What is
Well,
this?
it's a Rocktown. Jack Bradley's daughter owns it.
Okay.
It's she helps them, like, gets them ready to do talent shows, and it's a performing art thing.
That's what Lorraine needs.
Yeah.
I mean, they need things. Like
Yeah,
that.
but they weren't open. They weren't even in business, and they got COVID money.
Everybody's homeless. But,
You
know,
had people coming out of the woodwork saying they were nurses, and you're looking at them like, you are not a fucking nurse.
A nurse? What do you mean?
Like,
I don't
they
get
got COVID, extra COVID money.
Who
Like,
did?
residents who claimed that they had businesses.
Oh, that PPP.
That's the PPP also, but
But that has federal. That had nothing to do with the city.
it did, because they filed their initial petition, their initial application.
Not PPE. PPE money was all federal.
I was told I was told that it was not all federal. That some of it, like,
PPE specifically was federal. It was just based on
I'm
your
gonna
payroll.
have to Google that.
You had
I'm
to
gonna
go
have
on
to
your payroll.
really
I
dig
did
into
it. I did it myself.
No,
I know what it is.
that's there's something different then.
Yeah,
I'm
it's not
talking about
PPE,
something.
it's
It's
something
got to be
else.
something different. But there's a lot of businesses that weren't even open that got money from the city of Lorraine.
Oh, there was. If you were to put in the effort and the work like I think that Walter that owns that gym over there. No, I think he cleaned house over the pandemic.
So did the damn church. The one church cleaned house. Like, I was looking, because you can ask for all of those as the public records, like who got money, all of the accounts and all of that, like everything. I'm looking at this list, like, how did you pay them on the first round and then gave them another payment on the second round, and then on top of that you want to have a special call meeting to give them another third payment for a funeral home? Like, there's a funeral, Robinson Brown, maybe, I think is the name of it.
See, I don't understand how a funeral home should have got any kind of money during the pandemic because, for one, they should have been, business should have been booming for them. I mean, it's a shitty thing to say, but I mean, I said it, and I mean it. I mean, right? Everybody's dropping
You better
dead.
knock on wood.
Everybody's dropping dead. These people
I
seem to be
know,
in business.
but you better knock on wood right now.
Why?
Because I believe in that shit. Like,
Knock on wood. That means you don't want something to happen. I'm just saying the truth. I mean, business is good.
but it is.
That doesn't make sense. The business is good. You don't
A
have
lot of them don't make sense.
that makes no sense to me. They
No.
should have made more money than ever, right?
I think that a lot of that should be like, there's no accountability for none of that money. Like,
And they wouldn't
No.
allow anybody in there, and they wouldn't allow anybody in the funeral home
But
either.
then when Broadway Marys tried to get something, there was like a huge fucking fight. And it's like, you can give these people $250,000. She's asking for $20,000 and you're making her fight for her life for that? That's what I mean. Their scoring
Did she
system.
ever get any money?
I honestly, I don't remember. I think she got like a little bit. Don't quote me. This is a question you'd have to ask Scotty, because Scotty would probably know. But
We have another mutual friend, Keith Marsh.
with the Christmas tree
He
farms.
was my brother's best friend growing
Yeah.
up, so
Yeah,
I
he's
know him real
funny.
well. But yeah, we have another mutual friend. He's the one who actually tells me more about Broadway Mary. He was more involved with that.
He was an advocate for her, like
Yeah.
a very big advocate for her. I do remember that, but I don't remember if she got, like how much she got, or I don't remember any of that. I just know that the second time she really needed it because obviously her business took a hit. Like you're in the restaurant business, you wasn't making anything during COVID.
that's not true.
I made more money during COVID. I actually got screwed.
When they shut us down and they said you weren't
made
allowed to
more
leave.
money.
Shut up.
I swear to God.
You plead the fifth right now. Shut up.
No, I swear to God, this community was so good
You're
to
not.
me.
You weren't supposed to leave the house.
No,
When-
it's allowed.
No, it doesn't matter. I wasn't in business. I had to goes. I was doing carryouts.
Oh,
legal, legit.
okay. I thought you
but
were.
this
I'm like-
community was so good to me. This community was. I mean, it was. Literally, we had police showing up, like at 4 or 5 times, because they thought we were open because there were so many people in the parking lot picking up to goes. But they were literally. That's all they were doing.
Waiting in
So,
car. The cops
yeah.
would come in. There'd be like 6 of us in here working.
So
Yep.
I hear from other businesses that they were at risk of closing.
Oh, not me. I was at. But that being said, then I've had a rough time since. I did more in sales than just food during COVID, and food was cheap, by the way. Wings, like instead of paying before COVID, were like 86 a case. I'm buying them for like 39 a case. You know what I mean? Like they were cheap. So I mean, everything was doing good. Everything was going great. But then as soon as that happened, that year was crazy. It was a pain in the ass because they opened us up. I had a patio. I was open before anyone else, and everybody seemed to have money, and it was nuts. This place had business like I never seen before, but it wasn't good business. It was troublemakers and garbage, and it was horrible. I hated it. It was not my typical crowd. It wasn't enjoyable. Then the next year they tore this road out and put that 12-inch pipeline in there. So then I was blocked off for a year. And then the following year I just never really did. So I've actually struggled worse since the pandemic than I did during the pandemic. During the pandemic I did great.
Well, there probably will be another pandemic coming up because it's election year. So hopefully you do great for that one too.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think I pissed everybody off now.
Why? Oh, from today's episode,
No, from the
whistleblower.
the whistle blowing. Actually, I've had nothing but good comments from it. Actually, everybody said nothing but good things.
And I think Scotty gave it to me because he knew I would take it and listen. I sent it to Newsmax. I sent it to every single person that it needed to go to. He knows that about me, but I just think they handled that so fucking stupid.
Yeah, that was not. It wasn't.
And there's
good.
been no other chatter from them since.
And I haven't got
If-
no real news stories out of it or nothing.
If they were sincerely, it was an accident, and they know the public's pissed off, they would have already released a statement.
Now let's take this back to the Trump thing that we were talking about. This is a perfect little thing for you to this is my example. Paul, Adams? You said Paul Adams. He talked to every news camera. He talked to every news outlet that contacted him. He gave them their story. He gave them the story as good as it could be. And everybody accepted it, and it moved on, and that's what got printed. Trump, on the other hand, in the same situation, were like, we didn't do nothing wrong, fuck you. And then now all of a sudden the news is pissed off. And that's what I'm talking about, there's a right way to do things and a wrong way to do things.
But they still should have came out with a public statement about it. That's transparency to the public. Now, you questioned our integrity of an election.
That's true.
You should bring your ass out on a podium, or, hey, send him a letter inviting him to come talk about it. You know?
Yeah, he might. I don't know if he would
so
or not.
Either way, they seem to forget we are their boss. We're every elected official's boss. They get into office and think we ain't got to answer. Yeah, you do. So now I'm going to have to send a public records request.
for their phone?
Yeah, I want their phone records.
For the phone records?
I'm going to sue them as soon as they tell me no.
What are
Yeah.
these phone records?
Because
what are
I
you
want to
looking
see
for?
if I think what's going on, this was planned, and it's going to show in your phone records. You always ask when you see an elected official.
I can tell you how it was planned. I can tell you how I know it was planned because he had a garbage bag in his pocket. That's how I know it was planned.
Yeah. So I want to know. I want to know. Are you the bag man, and who told you what to do? If it comes from and I do things like this. I'll send them any city. I don't care if it's Youngstown. If I send you a public records request, you have to give it to me or I can sue you. That's what's going on with the prosecutor's office right now over public records requests.
No kidding.
If you just come out and talk and tell people what is going on and like be transparent with us, it'll go away. That's elected officials only do that and deny that stuff is when they're hiding something. If you have nothing to hide, then tell us what's going on. It's our money.
But listen, if you get the public records request and you get the phone records, will you open them up live here?
Yeah, absolutely I will.
And do you now? But if they give you the answer, do you accept it?
No, because then I find something and then all hell's getting ready to break loose.
No, I mean before you get those records. I'm saying they come out on the podium, they give you their answer.
I can read bullshit, so if they give me...
So no.
And I will be there. And
Not at all.
And I will be there whenever they come out and talk. They know I'll be there.
Yeah, right.
If you
right.
ask Jack Bradley, he'll call me the biggest pain in the ass.
The biggest pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah, I send him public records requests that I overload them.
So when do you see
ever
them
get
every
any?
once in a while?
I've gotten plenty of them. What'd you say?
Do you talk to them sometimes on occasion? Do you get to meet and greet and talk with them at all outside of like you're not yelling at them or nothing? And
I'll
is he
go
nice
into
to you?
Yeah, it's a fakest hi Tia, how are you? Like, oh, the pain in the ass is here. Like, yeah. Yeah, I take nothing he says with face value.
Well, that's any attorney, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's just kind of how I feel about the whole bunch as a whole. You know.
And
what I
then
mean?
Ray Carrion.
Wait.
Oh, we love us some Ray Carey.
I know, but listen, I was a huge Ray fan
I
too.
love me some Ray.
And listen, hear me out,
Okay.
right? And just hear me out. I do like Ray Carrion. Ray Carrion has done a lot of things for South Lorraine. He's done more than probably any of them have done in years, right? And he did it on his own. He didn't ask for permission. He just fucking got it done, right? But then he was leaving and not running for office because he was having health issues. So how the fuck did he just become the safety service director?
I have never heard
I
that.
want that. Like,
We actually had Antonio Baez on here prior to that happening, before it happened, when Baez was taking over for him, and the words that he was ill was never brought up at all.
but if you read the paper, he said he's doing it for health reasons.
I never seen that.
Oh,
don't know.
I will share it to your Facebook.
Please
But
do.
Yeah.
even so,
But-
maybe it's less
But
stressful.
just because they said it, Ray never said it to me.
No, it was his statement.
Okay.
No, just because they said it, Ray never said it to me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I
mean,
understand what you're saying. But
right.
but here's my thing. Like, a lot of citizens wanted Ray to run as mayor. If Ray would have ran against Jack and Mary, a lot of citizens love Mary to death. Like, she does get down to the point for a lot of things. Like, I will give that to her. The citizens, I believe, it would have been a fight between Ray and Mary. Jack wouldn't have gotten nowhere near that. You know what I mean? But also only, 5,000 people came out and voted for that fucking whole election?
The only time you get anybody to vote anymore is for the big elections. That's it.
I just don't know
They
how
come
that
out
happened.
for that presidential, and that's it.
Yeah, but like I said, Ray might have just got it was probably a better opportunity for him,
But
and it might have been an easier
And it's
job.
and no, it's not even that. Ray, Ray was already working in Oberlin. I don't know.
yeah,
if
at Kendall.
Yeah,
He was working at Kendall.
And this is an opportunity for him to be involved in a city and help not only South Lorraine but the whole city. And it's a better move. And he put somebody behind him that he believes and trusts.
He's got more stress as a safety service director than he would have had as mayor. For his health issues, what he said, he put more stress on his heart as a safety service director as he did as mayor. His ultimate goal it was to make Lorraine a better city, right?
It's still
and
his
I
goal.
and I truly believe that. Like I will never ever say that I don't believe that. Like me and Ray's had some long conversations. He's even gotten on me about my mouth and oh yeah, but I respect Mr. Carrion, but I just don't get why he did that.
Well, that's his
It
own
w-
personal reasons, but
I have no idea. I'm not sure. I wasn't under that impression. I thought he just made the move where he can do more for the whole city and South Lorraine as a whole, and put somebody that he like
So how
he
do you-
trusted
how do-
in Antonio Baez.
so what do you think about Antonio?
I've never met the guy.
Oh, okay.
I literally like that whole city has me annoyed. I just watched the.
We had him in here right before he
About
actually.
3 months ago.
It was like I think it was a week before he actually
Right.
got-
Took
Is
in,
he a
yeah.
nice
Took
guy?
off.
Oh,
Like,
it might have
is
been
he-
a couple days.
Yeah, he's a regular in here. Him and Ray are both regulars in here, and they're both genuine in wanting to do the best they can. And Ray and him both. The one thing I say that they both have in common is that they like the old fashioned family values, and that's their big selling point.
But-
And that's what they want to see back.
And that's the citizens. Like, there's so many citizens. Biggest question was how that happened. Like, I'm sure if I was to see Ray today, I would ask him, and Ray would tell me. Like, that's just how it is. But then he's moved. I heard he's moved from South Lorraine over to the 8th Ward. He's sold his house. That's just what I've been told by one of the neighbors. I don't know if that's true, but
He's still coming in here a lot.
oh, I'm sure this is his spot. Like, he's always going to
Him
come
and his
in.
wife come in and have dinner, but they lived right down the road. So I mean,
Yeah, but I was told that he's moved, so I don't know. I haven't seen him to ask him.
no, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that either. I wouldn't. That doesn't.
So you just
sound
have
like
to
him.
ask him for me next time you see him.
I will.
Just be
we
like,
would
Tia-
definitely have him on here. He
Yeah,
already
just
said
be
he
like-
would, right?
Yeah, Ray said he'd come up.
Yeah, just say Tia said call her, and she has a question for you, and he will. Because
Okay.
Mr. Carrion has never given me. I've never disrespected Mr. Carrion. If I did, it was an accident. But a few of the other ones, he's got on to me for disrespecting
There goes a
them.
perfect example of somebody who is genuine in what he's doing, and at all costs, whatever he's doing, I promise, no matter what it is, it's genuine. The man has no interest in anything.
I'm not. Listen, and I'm not saying that by any means that he is. I would never say that. If he was doing something, I would call him out on it. It would have already been called him out on it.
No, he's
But
not.
I'm
There's
saying,
no ill will in that man's heart. There just doesn't. It's like that's why I like Scotty. That's me and Scotty. That's one of the. Scotty is one of the most genuine. You always know where you stand with Scotty. He's just a good-hearted person. Period. And
I know that.
You know what I mean. And that's and Ray's one of those guys too. Ray is just you know where you stand with Ray. He's a good-hearted person.
Mm-hmm.
He tries to do everything like he's supposed to. And he just wants to do better for the community.
right. And so Scotty, like I do know that about Scotty, and like we had probably a 2-hour conversation about. He wanted to know why I didn't support J.D. Tomlinson, and I told him, and we had a flat-out 2-hour conversation on the phone. And at the end of the day, he understood my side and how I was feeling. So, Scotty, I
You
know.
don't support JD?
So I did until the $100,000 transparency. He's not come out and he's not told the public, hey, what? That was taxpayers' money. There was no way they should have kept that hush-hush. The way that they filed that was completely wrong. The commissioners should have never signed off on that. It should have been used as insurance money.
Okay.
So, and he still has yet to come out and talk to us about it. There's so many public records requests that citizens have filed. At the end of the day, I'm on the citizen side, no matter what that comes first. If a citizen is asking for a public records request and you're not giving it to them, knowing you have to legally per the Sunshine Law, I have to stand up for the citizen. I always will. If Scotty was to do something wrong, I would hold Scotty accountable. If I do something wrong, Scotty holds my ass accountable if I do something wrong. Like, it doesn't matter how long we're friends. JD messed up on that.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about specifically, but I love me some JD.
Yeah, like and listen, you can ask him. Like I
Do you think JD's hot?
no, my husband's
on,
way
be
hotter.
honest.
My husband is way hotter.
I
Yeah,
don't believe her.
yeah, no. But he did wrong by that.
Yeah, I'll have to look into it. I'm not sure
Right or-
exactly what you're
I
talking
don't care
about.
how long we've been friends. It is what it is. I can't stand on that.
All right. Anything else you want to add to our?
No, but this has been a lot longer than an hour.
It has been, yeah. It has been a real long. It has been long. But you've got a lot you got going on. You have more things than I knew about. Specific, you know what I mean?
I'm in a million places.
And you're still trying to get a charter. You're still trying to do that.
No, I've not
You gave
redone
up on
it.
that?
No, I'm gonna hit them when they're not looking.
So what like is there a specific like if you already tried a certain time, how long you got to wait for you do it again?
You could do one every election if you wanted
yeah?
to. Hmm. But I wanna. They're getting
Blindside
ready to.
'em?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit them where it hurts. I'm gonna one hitter quitter them this time.
Get your ducks in a row.
Oh yeah, listen. I learned the first time you
Me
told
and,
us the citizens to bend over and you
me and
rammed.
Keith have been bouncing something back and forth. We want to get Guido in as mayor.
I'm gonna do it.
Hell no.
We
He
want-
would never be there. No, you would never be there. We'd be paying for you to go to the dentist.
What
No,
are you talking about?
am I right?
I mean, she's got a point.
Just when you
You
gotta
are
go
at a
to-
dentist when everything's happening.
Yeah, you got a long time. You got to prove yourself before you got to make sure all your teeth
Well,
are
listen,
done.
listen. It's not for everybody. She don't have to vote for me. That's just one person.
I can vote
she
for you
can't.
anyways.
She's an Amherst.
Oh, then what are you be talking to her about me for?
Hey, my mouth is still big. I'm probably the loudest one in the county.
I don't know. There's some loudmouths in this county.
Oh no.
They exist. They just arguing about
Dumber shit.
the price of a beer or
Yeah.
something.
Oh yeah.
You want to see it? We'll go downstairs. I will show you.
No, we kicked her out.
Oh yeah.
But
Little pizza for you.
no pizza for you. No pizza for you.
So are you gonna run a special for your Eclipse Day?
We are. We're gonna treat it kind of like St. Patrick's Day. We're gonna do kegs and eggs in the morning.
Just go down to a 3-item or 4-item menu because of all the people coming in, and people, if they're hungry, they're gonna eat.
I get that. I understand that. And I think it's going to end up. I really think you're going to end up getting what you get at some point because you're just going to, I think, run out of everything. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you get that many people in here, and they don't have a kitchen, they're going to eat out. You know what I mean?
And the mayor of Cleveland said yesterday, I believe it was on the news station, that it's going to be like St. Patrick's Day, a Cavaliers championship, and a Browns championship all at one time.
It's going to be that way in Lorraine too.
Oh, we're the hot spot from here to Avon Lake.
Yep.
So we're going to be like, we're keeping our asses
Where you
home.
going? You coming here?
No, I'm staying home. I'm my husband's down the rabbit hole on the conspiracy theories and all of that shit too, so
He gonna jump on the.
no,
Oh,
he
man.
thinks everybody thinks something bigger's going to happen.
Really? If he gives you some quarters and gets you some purple Kool-Aid, don't do it.
Oh no. No. Yeah, so yeah, but I don't know, we'll probably just stay home.
All right. Well, it's been awesome having you on. We'll have to have you back on again when we get some more information about all the different
Don't
little
forget.
things.
Don't forget when you get them for requests.
Yeah, let
Oh
us
yeah.
know. Oh yeah.
And I was supposed to send you something, I'm not sure, so you'll have to just tell me what I was supposed to send you. Oh, the Ray Carey, was it the Ray thing about
The report. Yeah, you said that there was an article that said that he was dropping out because of his health.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I
Okay,
wanted
and
to
what
say.
about and more about the JD thing, right?
Oh,
No,
that's
I'll
been
look
all
into
over.
that. I'll
yeah.
look into that. Yeah, I'll go look into that. I'm not. I mean, I mean, I've trusted JD pretty faithfully though, so I would find that one hard to believe. But that doesn't mean it's
And there
not
could
true.
be bigger stuff to the story that we don't know about, but we want to know where fucking $100,000 went. Right?
I mean,
That's the moral, that's down to the bottom line.
He did have some nice shoes on when I seen him.
You sure he ain't paying for your dentist appointment?
Just kid. Just
You
kid.
sure he ain't paying for your dentist appointment?
No, I got medical.
what kind of shoes did he have
Oh,
on?
they were nice.
Oh my
I'm just
gosh.
kidding. I'm just
He's so stupid. All right.
All right, we're out of here. Peace.
Peace.